Hello everyone, this is part 8 of What If Naruto Was Like Edward Elric in Fullmetal Alchemist, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
As the days carried on, Naruto took note of exactly who was showing up in the tower. On the night he arrived, he noticed the team that had met up with them before the first exam: the white-eyed boy, Neji Hyuga, the girl with buns in her hair, Tenten, and the kid in green spandex, Rock Lee. Upon seeing their sensei, he had a brilliant idea. After learning his name, Mito Guy, he went to Haku's room and marked it as Guy's. From the shouts of vengeance from upstairs that he heard later, it was quite obvious his prank had worked. He'd deal with the consequences later. The next team he noticed was a team of sound ninja that he didn't know. There was a girl with long black hair put into a bow at the bottom, a kid with some kind of headgear on, and a guy that looked like a mummy. Naruto thought they looked weird, but he didn't care. The last team to show up on the final day were Shikamaru, Ino and Chuji. Upon seeing them, he rushed to meet them. "What's up, you guys?" ? Shikamaru, Ino and Chuji turned to meet a grinning blonde. "You guys cut it close, huh?" ? Shikamaru wearily rubbed the back of his head. "Man, that entire test was troublesome. We just got our scroll." Ino sighed. "We stopped looking for weak teams and just waited near the tower. We got lucky to find someone that was already hurt to fight." Chuji walked up with an uncomfortable look. "Naruto, is there a place to eat around here?" ? Naruto smiled and pointed in the direction of the mess hall. Chuji grinned and took off. Ino looked at a well-rested Naruto. "Naruto, when did you get here?" ? You don't seem weakened at all." Naruto walked with them to find a seat somewhere. "I got here on the first day." Upon seeing their faces, he explained, "On the first day when I went off to take a leak, a team tried to jump me, but I knew that would happen, so I set some countermeasures and got them myself. It took 3 hours to get a scroll. After some situations, we hooked up with Big Boss's team and we both came here and arrived by the next evening." Team 10 looked shocked. Shikamaru spoke up. "So you've been here for 4 days?" ? Naruto nodded. "Yep, only Team 8 and that team from Suna beat us here." "I guess Sasuke-kun kept you and Forehead safe out there, huh?" ? Ino looked at Naruto expectantly. Naruto shook his head. "He fought, we all fought, but I got the scroll." Haku walked up to Naruto to end his conversation. "Naruto-kun, good you're here. It's time to start the next part of the exam. Can you follow me to the main room?" ? Naruto looked back at Ino and Shikamaru and motioned to follow. XXX. The genin all met in the main room, an arena-looking setup with stairs leading to balconies for viewing the events below. Naruto saw every genin he had noticed enter the tower and quite a few Junin standing in front of them. As he tried to put faces to names, he saw the Sandaime Hokage walk up. Part of him wanted to yell out to the old man, but his tact gave him reprieve from doing so. As he took his position towards the front of the Junin, he cleared his throat to gain attention. The old man went on a tangent of how the Chunin exams were important for maintaining relations between nations and such. By that part of his speech, Naruto had tuned him out as he had been bored out of his skull until he heard the words, "First fight." As he snapped out of his trance, he talked to Sakura. "Sakura-chan, what's going on?" ? She cast a short look before pointing up. "There's an elimination preliminary round of fights between us before the final part of the exam. That screen is to show who gets a bye to the next part." Naruto looked angry. "So someone won't have to fight?" ? One wouldn't take it. If I didn't win my fight, then I didn't deserve to be here. Sakura looked at him strangely. "Yeah, but a lot of people are hurt and wouldn't be at 100%. Naruto nudged her and told her to look up. "Well, it isn't us, so don't worry about it." Sasuke Uchiha advances. "Where is the team anyway?" ? One haven't seen him since we got here. Sarutobi looked at Naruto. "Sasuke has been taken to the hospital for his injuries in the Forest of Death." Joshiro scoffed. "More of Konoha's favoritism for that clan again. Me and Naruto probably never had a chance at getting it, huh?" As the board started shifting for the first bout, Sarutobi spoke once more. "Joshiro-kun, you know my hands are tied in certain areas. You should pay attention though." He pointed up as the board stopped. Looking up, Joshiro almost began to laugh. "Of course it is. How could I have thought any different?" Match 1. Jushiro Moyomoto vs. Dosu Kinuta. Right off the bat, how did I know, ha. Alright, let's do this. I want to go home already. Jushiro began rolling his wrists to loosen them as the floor began to clear. Naruto walked past with words of encouragement. Don't worry, big boss, I'm sure Haku-chan wouldn't mind if you lost. Stay youthful, ha ha ha. As the rest took their places in the balcony, Jushiro glared at Naruto and then at Dosu. Thanks, Runt, I wasn't really that pissed off going into this thing, but you better hope I vent enough on Mummy Man here, because you're next. Dosu laughed. You weak Konoha ninja, you live in luxury, your best genin couldn't possibly touch me, you are far too soft. Jushiro assumed his stance. Whatever. Shut up and fight. I am Hayate Gecko, I will be your proctor for this part of the exams. The fights will take place until one side gives up, is incapacitated, or dies. However, when I say a fight is over, then it ends. The two nodded. Very well, begin. Jushiro crossed his arms and gave an appraising look at Dosu. So, how are you gonna fight me? Dosu raised the gauntlet on his right arm. You'll see, very soon. Jushiro looked up at Naruto and mouthed the words, this is you, brat. Naruto smiled as Jushiro ran at Dosu. He flicked his gauntlet. Jushiro stumbled off balance and dodged a punch from Dosu. As he landed, he couldn't see, and it took all of his willpower to not throw up. As he got his bearings back, he heard Dosu laughing. What the hell was that? Jushiro had stopped stumbling but couldn't see straight. Dosu stopped laughing to explain, this is my melody arm, it allows me to use vibrations to attack you, in different ways. Jushiro understood the concept, so if I don't beat you fast you're just gonna keep doing that shit, aren't you? Dosu nodded, my attacks will only get worse as our battle progresses. Jushiro nodded, okay, understood. He transformed his ring into his cestus as Dosu laughed again, you're going to pit your arm against mine, you're a fool. Jushiro motioned for him to come, then spin the wheel. Raggedy man. Or man, that mummy guy fucked up, and Big Boss is still gonna be pissed when he gets up here, I hope I fight next. Naruto slinked down while holding the railing as Sakura looked at the fight. Naruto, why are you so sure he messed up? Why do you think it's over? Naruto sighed and pointed back to the fight. Sakura looked at him with a raised eyebrow before looking into the arena. Dosu and Jushiro ran towards one another, whiling their hands back for a punch. You really are a fool, boy. The vibrations from my arm will shatter yours on contact. As the two launched their punches, their fists collided. For a moment there was nothing, until the gauntlet on Dosu's arm cracked and broke into pieces. As he saw this, he recoiled in shock as Jushiro smirked. What did you do to my melody arm? Jushiro stood straight up. I destroyed the base materials holding it in one piece. You seem to be so proud of it, and honestly it was a pain in my ass, so it had to go. Sakura looked at the scene in awe. Naruto, what was that? Naruto stood up. It's alchemy. You've never seen Big Boss fight before, I take it? She shook her head. No, he uses alchemy like me, only his focus is different. Sakura just looked between the two brothers. What did you two do to get so strong? Dosu screamed in frustration and charged Jushiro, leading with his right as old habits die hard. Jushiro punched the ground, forcing slabs of it to rise just as Dosu reached him. After a thud, Jushiro walked around and found that Dosu had knocked himself out by charging into the wall. Jushiro burst out laughing at the fallen Oto ninja as he hovered above. You suck. What the hell were you thinking? You ran face first into a wall. Proctor guy, call it. Dosu is unable to continue. The winner is Jushiro Moyomoto. Hayate pointed at Jushiro. Prime time. What do you know about that? Jushiro gloated all the way up the stairs. As he passed Naruto, he ruffled his hair. Beat that brat. Naruto pushed his hand off. That guy was a lightweight anyway. I could have beaten him with one hand tied behind my back. Jushiro kept walking to his team. Maybe, but it's not my problem. Naruto fumed. Big Boss got his early. They'll probably make me go last or something. Sakura shook her head. No, Naruto, they said it was random. Who knows when you'll fight? Naruto sucked his teeth. Nothing like this is random, Sakura-chan. A few fights might be, but when it comes to me it is always worst case scenario. XXX. Fight 2 ended up being Chuji against Shino. Ino fired Chuji up by calling him fat, but that just ended up rolling him into a mass of Shino's insects. Needless to say he was drained rather quickly. Fight 3 was Ino versus Sakura. It was a pretty low-level fight that ended with the two girls knocking each other out. Fight 4 was Kiba against Temari. Kiba and Akamaru tried a bleaching buzzsaw tactic of launching Garchuga at her repeatedly, but she kept blowing them back before catching them in a whirlwind that shredded the boy and his dog into unconsciousness. For Fight 5, the Oto Kunoiki-kin fought Shikamaru. Shikamaru allowed himself to be hit by her Senbon on string in order to trap her with his shadow. He forced her to knock herself out by dilling her head into the wall behind her. Naruto was beyond pissed. Damn it, they should have let me fight first. I'm fresh, we haven't done anything in days. By now Kakashi had shown up. Naruto, don't worry about it, you'll fight soon enough. Naruto was getting stir crazy, but Sakura fought, the team got a bye, and Big Boss beat that Oto guy's ass. I'm bored, Kakashi. Kakashi flipped through his Ika book while listening to Naruto's rant. Calm down, the next fight is up. Match 6, Kankuro vs. Blank Nogami. Blank stood and stretched his joints with pops and cracks. Alright, finally, my ass is numb. Eiko gave him a hug. Good luck, Blank, you can win against this guy. Blank gave her a confident smile. Naruto beat this guy with one punch in the streets. I think I'm safe. Joshiro clapped him on his shoulder. Don't lose, I want to see you both in the finals this time. Blank nodded and walked to the stairs. As he and Kankuro took their starting spots, Blank narrowed his rise. Naruto's punch is still on your face ? Damn, I guess the kid did hit you hard. Kankuro got angry. That brat sucker punched me. I'll beat you and then I'll show him what really would have happened in that fight. Blank scratched his head. You really don't know what you'd be getting into, but that's neither here nor there. You have to beat me first. Kankuro smirked as he pulled his bundle off of his back. You know, you're right. As it hit the floor, hey, it came up. The next bout, Kankuro vs. Blank Nogami, begin. Blank just waited for Kankuro to move patiently. After a minute or two, Blank spoke. Dude, are we going to fight or is it a staring contest now ? Kankuro just smirked. I've got all day, we can take as long as needed for this. Blank shrugged. Alright, but just because I'm bored. Blank went through his hand signs. Let's see how you like this. As he finished his signs, a small burst of chakra came from his body. The two continued to stand until Kankuro looked confused. What was that ? That didn't do anything. Blank shook his head. Maybe you'll find out what it does later. After speaking, he rushed in to attack Kankuro. Quickly, Kankuro's bundle unraveled to reveal a puppet that launched at Blank. Blank dodged the puppet after seeing the blades on its arms. As he got some distance, he spoke up. Wow, a puppet, never fought a puppeteer before, interesting. Kankuro smirked. Well, seeing as how it's a new experience for you, I guess I should warn you, Karasu isn't a very good opponent to remain stationary against. He sent out Karasu to attack Blank once more. Blank smiled as he began a sequence of dodges. I can see that, guess I have to move now, so let's go. Blank tried to go on the offensive by rushing Kankuro after a dodge. Kankuro quickly called Karasu back to interfere with his rush. Blank got some distance and threw shuriken. However, once again Karasu blocked his weaponry and attacked in retaliation. Blank was sick of the dodge fest and spoke again. Damn it, I'm getting tired of your damn puppet. Can you at least turn the chattering noise off? It's pissing me off ? Kankuro smiled and kept up Karasu's attack. Nope, sorry pal, but I wouldn't if I wanted to. If it's getting to you, you'll start making mistakes. Blank jumped and began running on the walls to get a different angle of attack. There has to be some way I can get to him now. I have to close the distance. As he pondered his attack, Kankuro ordered his puppet on a wild, flailing charge at the redhead kid. Blank let the puppet crash into the wall and grinned as he saw it break into segments. He leapt off the wall while rushing Kankuro. I hope that thing had a warranty. You're done, son. As Blank got within 10 feet, a blade passed by him and cut him across the arm, stopping his charge. The blade looked like an arm. As he held his cut, he turned to see all of Karasu's dismembered parts floating in the air. Blank looked at Kankuro, who was smirking. He looked back at the weapons and sighed. You are an asshole, you know that ? Kankuro smirked. I've been told that from time to time. He sent the blades flying at Blank, who could only begin rapidly ducking and dodging. XXX. Blank is getting beat. Naruto looked over to his brother and Eiko to see their reactions and hear their comments. He walked over as Eiko sighed, blank is an idiot, why is he only loading up the one move question mark. Joshiro shrugged as he leaned on the rail, I don't know, maybe he just wanted a good fight today question mark. Eiko huffed and pouted, that's stupid, so he's restricting himself just for that question mark. Naruto looked at the two teens, what are you guys talking about question mark blank hasn't launched an attack since the fight started. Joshiro ruffled Naruto's hair, all he needs is to get close, his attack is way overloaded by this point since he hasn't discharged it at all since the beginning. A look of understanding dawned on Naruto's face, he's really going to use that here question mark and he loaded it up question mark that Kankuro guy better keep him away. XXX. Kankuro had been keeping blank at bay for the entire fight, grinning at the red-haired kid he began to taunt him, do you even have any jutsu question mark all you've done is throw shuriken and kunai at me. You've got to have something better than that. Blank jumped away as Karasu was called back to Kankuro's side. Blank huffed and flexed his arms and grinned, it'll all be over soon, don't you worry. Kankuro sneered, yeah it will be all over, right now. He shot a pellet from Karasu's mouth as it exploded around Blank. Blank leapt out of the purple smoke, poison. Damn it I should have known better. As he landed a safe distance Blank noticed it was getting harder to breathe, damn, he actually got me, but I'm still conscious, I'm not done yet. Kankuro could tell that Blank was in dire straits and chuckled at his strained breaths, you like that question mark you were getting too bothersome attacking from a distance, you stopped running and so I decided that I wouldn't give you the option to run. Blank felt himself begin to slow down and see his vision blur as Kankuro's chuckle turned to laughter, you see question mark my poison is taking effect. If you surrender now then I might let you get the antidote. Blank looked at Kankuro with difficulty, well, if that's the case then I guess I can just beat you and take it. Kankuro laughed deeply again, you can barely stand, how exactly can you beat me question mark you don't even have any jutsu. Blank straightened up and spit, just because I wasn't blasting at you doesn't mean I don't have any techniques. As Blank said this he put his hand into a fist, upon opening it lightning channeled around his arm. Kankuro tensed up as Blank spoke again, it's a shame it took so long to charge up, I guess that means I need to train it more. Kankuro spoke as he saw the lightning course around Blank's body, what the hell is that question mark? Kankuro was banking on his poison shutting Blank down before he could attack. Blank set into a stance and spoke, this is my technique, Reiken, it lets me convert the kinetic energy from my motion and add chakra to add to my taijutsu, call her question mark. Kankuro sent Karasu back out to attack, you won't get near me. As the puppet got within a good range Blank threw a hard punch forward at it. A good jet of lightning shot from the fist and hit the puppet, breaking Kankuro's chakra strings. Seeing his opening Blank ran in, oops, forgot, my technique can disrupt chakra sometimes, too bad. Kankuro was able to regain control of his puppet soon after the charge began but it was too late. Blank rushed in too quickly and shouted, it's over. Reitan, Shugekiha, lightning release, shockwave. The attack forced an expanding field of electricity to come from his hands. Kankuro and his puppet were both caught in the blast and forced away from Blank. As Kankuro's body came to rest Blank walked over and went through a few hand signs, Reitan, Gawa Gawa Kasoku, lightning release, arc restraint. Blank wrapped Kankuro in a band of electricity and held it on as Hayat walked over to check. Asterisk cough cough Kankuro is incapacitated, Blank Nogami is the winner. After getting his hand raised Blank walked over to Kankuro, hey, good fight, can I have that antidote though question mark one kind of don't want to die. Kankuro chuckled as Blank let him go, sure, you have a weird jutsu. Kankuro reached into his pouch and handed him a vial which Blank took and drank graciously, yeah I'm not really from Konoha, this is my family technique. Blank reached out and helped Kankuro up. As they went their separate ways Kankuro complained, I can't believe I lost to a guy who didn't hit me once. As Blank made his way back to his team he dodged an incoming Naruto's tackling hug. As Blank laughed from above Naruto he complained, Blank why did you do that question mark one just was trying to congratulate you. Blank looked at him apologetically, sorry Naruto, I'm still pulsing with electricity, it won't go away for a while, watch this. Blank smirked evilly as he touched the railing surrounding the balcony. He was rewarded with music to his ears as he heard a snap of electricity followed by multiple yelps from all who were reclining on it, both Jenin and Jonin alike. Ignoring the glares he was getting from all of the people he shocked, he chuckled, "I love doing that so much." Sakura looked around and back to Blank. Blank-san, you said you weren't from here. Where are you from? Blank smiled at the girl as he adjusted his Hate 8. My family is from Kumokaga. They just moved out here after the last war. They let my family keep our clan's secrets, so we have Raken as our style of combat. Sakura nodded and looked at a rising Naruto. Naruto, you know interesting people. How strong is the girl after I just saw the other two? Naruto watched Blank walk away. Big Boss's whole team is strong, they should be Chunin already, but certain circumstances stopped him each time. Sakura was interested, as was Kakashi. The one-eyed man lowered his book as he spoke. Mind elaborating on that, Naruto? Naruto sighed. They failed the first time on the second exam. That was Big Boss's fault apparently. He got lost and they spent forever looking for him. They took so long that when they reached their checkpoint the exam was over. Kakashi nodded. What about the other times? Naruto shook his head. The last time Big Boss took the exam they all made it to the finals. They made Eiko-chan and Blank fight each other in the first round. Blank pulled his punches and lost. Eiko-chan had to fight Big Boss next and lost, and Big Boss actually won the whole damn tournament pretty easily but didn't get promoted. Kakashi nodded again. I remember that from last year. Joshiro did fight well. He was far stronger than quite a few genin. I was the second examiner last year. Naruto looked back around and stopped on Team Joshiro. I don't really care if I pass, I mean it would be nice, but Big Boss's team deserves it, and if Boss gets promoted then we can actually have nice crap in our house. He grinned up at Kakashi as I smiled back. XXX. Match 7 Eiko Tanahashi vs. Tenten. Eiko got a hug from Naruto before heading downstairs. Go get her, Eiko Nichan. Eiko giggled as she pried Naruto off of her. Nichan Naruto-kun? He grinned sheepishly. Why not? It's not like you aren't right? Eiko winked at him as she descended the stairs. Sakura looked between the two as Eiko walked away. Why are you two so close, Naruto? Naruto turned to Sakura. Because she's nice to me, she was the first girl that ever was. And she was Big Boss's first friend in Konoha. Sakura looked at Eiko down in the arena stretching and waiting on Tenten. You two must have known each other for a long time then. Naruto grunted in response. Almost 5 years now. XXX. Hinata looked at Naruto embrace Eiko as she walked to her fight. How close is Naruto-kun to that girl? Kurenai saw her discomfort and spoke. She's probably his sister figure. As Hinata looked up at her she continued, Naruto doesn't know many people in this town, very few are actually women, and even less than that are women who don't actually dislike him. She seems to be kind of motherly to her team and Naruto by extension, she probably got close to him when he was younger. Hinata looked back out, sister? Once still have a chance with Naruto then, she smiled and looked at the soon-to-ensue battle. Shino smirked under his collar as he looked at a smirking Kurenai. XXX. Eiko and Tenten eyed each other, both with smiles on their faces as they sized one another up before Eiko broke the silence. Well, I can see you're just as excited as I am about this fight, Tenten nodded. I actually get to fight now, and you seem to be pretty competent by the way you carry yourself. Eiko scratched her cheek in embarrassment. Well, I may be a little rusty in pitched combat, I haven't fought a proper opponent in quite a while. She cracked her knuckles as Naruto yelled at her, Gross Nichan. She just smiled at him and pulled out a scroll. Tenten raised her eyebrow but kept her smile as Eiko bit her thumb and smeared blood on the scroll to summon a sword with curved blades coming from both sides of the hilt, a double-bladed sword if you will. Eiko crouched with the sword behind her. This is my sword, Saoseiji Aiden, Twin Judgment, my favorite weapon. Tenten's smile grew bigger. You use weapons? Eiko nodded. My teammate made this for me. Joshiro smirked in acknowledgement as Eiko continued. It's very special to me, and hard to master. Tenten nodded. I agree. Just because it isn't a big flashy jutsu doesn't mean weapons aren't cool too. Eiko smiled at the girl. Well, let's get ready. I really want to fight. As Tenten took a battle stance, it moved between the girls. The 7th match, Eiko Tanahashi vs. Tenten, begin. As he jumped out of the way of the kunoiki, Tenten began throwing shuriken and kunai at Eiko. Eiko brought her sword in front of her and began to spin it rapidly to block the opening salvo of projectiles coming her way. After her block, she set her sword to her side and ran in towards her opponent. As Tenten dodged her swipes, Eiko took a sweeping swing at her, followed by a sweep that took Tenten's legs from beneath her. Tenten rolled away and forced Eiko back with more shuriken to gain some space to pull out her own scroll. As Eiko's eyes widened, Tenten summoned a wakizashi to fight her in close. Eiko clashed blades with Tenten as she saw the smile on the girl's face. As the two strained against one another, Eiko struck up some small talk. "Why are you so excited for this question mark?" Tenten grunted as she tried to overpower Eiko. "Because I never fight people who actually know how to use their weapons. I'm fired up to fight someone like me." Eiko smiled again before kicking Tenten's ankle out, forcing her to stumble. As she fell forward, Eiko collided a fist with her stomach. As Tenten slumped over her fist, she followed up with a thrust kick to the side of her head. She saw Tenten roll a few feet and waited for her to rise. XXX. Naruto shook his head. "Man, Nichin is being mean." Sakura again looked at him in confusion. "Why question mark? What did she do question mark?" Naruto sighed. "She's gonna start breaking her weapons with Sasagi Aiden really soon." Sakura looked back down to see a rising Tenten and a smiling Eiko. "Hey Naruto, why is Eiko always smiling? I've ever really seen her with an angry look on her face once before question mark." Naruto smiled fondly. "Because Nichin is sweet, she never really gets mad, she only gets angry if someone tries to hurt those close to her." Rock Lee was frantically gripping the railing as he saw Tenten go down. "Come on Tenten, your flames of youth burn brighter than hers. You can beat her." Neji looked at Blank and Joshiro, who had looks of indifference on their faces as the fight progressed. XXX. Eiko twirled her sword absently with her smile still present as Tenten rose to her feet. As she stood and steadied herself, Eiko put her hand on her hip. "Okay, now let's try this again." Tenten pulled out a second scroll and summoned a barrage of weapons to throw at Eiko. As the wave of weapons began flying, Eiko threw her sword out at Tenten. The blades spinning wildly as they cut through Tenten's would-be barrage. She watched as it made its way back into Eiko's hand. She looked down to see her weapons were either nicked, cracked, or flat-out broken. Tenten huffed. "How did you do that question mark? Those were all high grade." Eiko smiled further as she took a finger and ran it over the blade. "My teammate is a blacksmith in his spare time and he made me this as a gift. It's the best weapon in Konoha, I can almost assure you. You won't find such a craft elsewhere, mostly because he made it from foreign metals." She knocked on the blade twice for effect. Tenten looked at her and pulled out two more scroll. "I still have one move left for you." Eiko ran in while making hand signs, sword in hand. "No you don't. Kanashibari no Jutsu, temporary paralysis jutsu." As the jutsu took effect, Tenten's movement stopped long enough for Eiko to place her sword on Tenten's neck and smile at her. "Please yield." Tenten sighed as she spoke. "Proctor, I surrender." Hayate moved up, winner of match 7, Eiko Tanahashi. Naruto whooped loudly as Eiko waved to him. Eiko looked at Tenten to see her admiring Sasagi Aiden with fervor. "Hi, can I help you question mark?" Tenten nodded her head furiously. "I need to get something made like this. Who made it question mark?" Eiko pointed up at a waving Joshiro. "That would be him, he's a blacksmith. He makes all of our specialty items." As she turned to climb the stairs, she saw Joshiro getting grilled by Tenten, who apparently jumped up to him. As she laughed at the look on Joshiro's face as Tenten spoke a mile a minute about making her weapons for cash, she saw Naruto walking over. Naruto and Sakura stopped in front of her. "I knew you'd win, Eiko-chan. Why didn't you use Kanashibari sooner question mark?" Eiko looked down at the boy. "I wanted to see how good she was. She's decent, but we're not regular genin." Sakura looked at Eiko with a longing look. The fight between her and Ino had not really been very impressive. She knew it was a low-intensity battle with no really impressive events of which to speak, and now looking at Eiko handily dispatch a skilled opponent with relative ease. She sighed, catching Eiko's attention. "What's the matter Sakura question mark?" Sakura looked at the older girl sadly. "You're so much stronger than me, you actually can help your team in a fight. I never end up doing anything useful from the sidelines." Sakura turned to the sound of a snort from Naruto. "Really question mark? Well, I guess some other pink-haired girl kept a giant snake from devouring my sorry ass in the forest of death." Sakura's attention was again shifted as Eiko put a hand on her shoulder. If you think you're weak, then get stronger. It's that simple. I was like you before. I used to think blank and Joshiro-kun was so far ahead of me that I could never catch up, but I got sick of it. She pulled her sword back out. I trained as hard as I could, learned things that could help the boys, and eventually I got right up there, and you can too. She began to walk past the two members of Team 7. You just need to find your niche. Naruto smiled as Eiko walked away. Sakura looked up at Kakashi. Kakashi-sensei, what do you think I should learn how to do? Kakashi looked down at Sakura. Well, you have excellent chakra control, and you are extremely smart, so I would recommend Genjutsu for you. We'll talk about it after the preliminaries. She smiled at him as the next match appeared on the screen. Match 8, Hinata Hyuga vs. Neji Hyuga. Naruto looked at the board as a thought hit him. Hyuga, are they close? He looked over at Neji, who was smirking in Hinata's direction. This guy looks way too happy to be fighting Hinata. As he turned his gaze to Hinata, she had a terrified look on her face. Look at her, this guy has her petrified. She's strong, I know she can beat him. Naruto met her fearful look and gave her a genuine smile. The look on his face calmed her down considerably as she met Naruto's eyes. She steeled herself as she walked down the stairs to fight. Kakashi spoke up. Hyuga vs. Hyuga, a family feud in the flesh. Naruto looked at his sensei, so they are related. As the two Hyuga genin looked at one another from across the arena, Neji broke the silence. Hinata-sama, surrender. You know that you cannot defeat me. Hinata's eyes shied towards the floor. You have gotten this far from the merits of your team, but you are nowhere near my level in strength. Give up. Hinata looked deeper into the tile on the floor. Hinata-sama, why did you even choose to enter the Chunin exams? Hinata looked up slightly but could not look Neji in the eyes. Anno, I wanted to enter so that I might be able to change myself. Neji scoffed. Hinata-sama, you cannot change. A failure is a failure no matter how much you want it to change. Hinata looked to be on the verge of tears as Neji's verbal assault continued. You want to prove that you aren't a loser, that you aren't a failure to your clan and father, but it is not your destiny to do this. You were born weaker, you were destined to never reach a level of strength, you simply must give up being a shinobi altogether. Hinata shook as she heard these words until a shout broke the room. No. Hinata, don't listen to this douchebag. What the hell does he know? Naruto was looking as if he would jump the railing. Who are you to tell Hinata what she can or can't do? Look at her. Why would you want to treat the sweetest girl in the goddamn world like that? Hinata, you better not be listening to this. You can win. I know you can. I believe in you. Neji glared up at Naruto. Trash and loses like you should stay out of the affairs of others. Naruto sneered at Neji. You're fucking lucky that running down there to beat your ass would get me and Hinata kicked out, or you'd be tasting shoe leather right now. Kakashi grabbed the boy to calm him down. Naruto, cool off. You need to control yourself. Naruto settled for setting a hard gaze on the arena floor. As Neji looked back over to Hinata, he saw that her apprehension was gone. She had set her mind to fight. Prepare yourself, my brother. Neji smirked as the two Hyuga settled into their stances. Hayate stepped forward. Match 8. Hinata Hyuga vs. Neji Hyuga. Begin. Neji and Hinata remained motionless until Neji spoke again. Hinata-sama, you cannot win. My eyes can see your every weakness. Give up. Hinata lowered herself and the two rushed in to begin. Palms flew as they used their Juoken techniques to pummel one another. Naruto couldn't believe it. This is Hinata? I've never seen her look so intense. It's kind of cool. As the fight carried on, Neji slowly took control. After a flurry from both that left Hinata's arm outstretched as he pulled her sleeve down to reveal the telltale red marks that showed that her tenketsu was sealed off. She looked at him in shock. Why, you mean all this time? Neji smirked. Yes, all this time I was aiming for them. Your Juoken is useless now. You have no hope of victory. Emphasizing that point with a hard palm strike to Hinata's chest that sent her to the floor, Neji turned to Hayate. Call the fight, she's done. As Hayate moved to end the bout, a shout rang out. No. Eyes turned to see Naruto gripping the rail hard. Don't you stop this fight, Hinata isn't done yet. Sakura grabbed his arm. Naruto, she's down, she can't fight anymore. Naruto gave her a bitter look. Then why is she standing up? Attention turned to Hinata, who had made it to her feet. breathing heavily. I won't quit. If I quit now, in front of the person I admire, I'd never forgive myself. She looked fondly at Naruto before looking back at Neji and reactivated her Byakugan. Neji looked at her in near disgust. Why do you continue to defy your fate? Why must you keep fighting this useless battle? You will never win. Do not go against what fate has decided for you. She gave him a weak smile. No, Neji, I am not defying anything, but it is you who is running from fate. Neji gave her a murderous look as he charged with intent to kill with one strike. In the blink of an eye, all of the Konoha Junin sensei were holding the boy back as he fought against them. What is this? Protecting the main branch again. I see, your damned favoritism. Guy shook his head. Damn it, Neji, you said you wouldn't let this branch house thing rile you up. Hinata coughed blood as she fell to the floor. Kurenai ran over to her as Naruto, Rock Lee, and Shino dropped from the balcony to her side. Naruto dropped to his knees at her side. Damn, this is all my fault. Naruto grabbed her hand. Hinata, come on, you're okay, right? Hinata looked at him weakly. Naruto-kun? He snapped her attention at her voice. I'm right here, Hinata, what do you need? She coughed blood as she spoke. Do you think I did well? He smiled at her. Yeah, you did, Hinata. I don't think I could have done better myself. She tried to speak again, but another violent cough of blood forced Kurenai to cut in as she opened her jacket and listened to her heartbeat. She's going into cardiac arrest. I need a medic. Naruto watched in shock as she was rushed off by the medic Nin who had responded. As they left the arena, he heard a shout, "Hey loser." Naruto knew he was the one being spoken to as he turned to face Neji. Hyuga, you should stop all of your stupid cheerleading, it's annoying. And remember this, a failure is a failure, you cannot change what you were destined to be. Naruto grabbed his pants. You can suck my failure balls. Neji smirked arrogantly. I see, Naruto reached down to smear some of Hinata's blood on his hands. Neji, Hyuga, you'd better hope you never see me in the streets. If you do, I cannot be held personally responsible for what I do. But I can do this, I vow on my right arm and to Hinata to defeat you. Neji walked back up to the balcony. Don't make vows you cannot keep. Naruto fumed as he made his way to the stairs until Kakashi stopped him. Naruto, you should stay down here. He pointed up to the screen. Fight 9, Naruto Uzumaki vs. Zaku Abumi. Naruto turned and made his way back to the starting point, waiting for his opponent. As Zaku stood across from Naruto, he grinned sadistically. You really shouldn't have made that promise, you can't beat me, punk. Don't worry though, I'll take that arm you offered up out of principle. As he cackled, obviously amused at his own joke, Naruto kept his eyes solely on Zaku until he finished laughing. Naruto simply said, I'm going to make an example out of you. The tone of his voice as he said this was cold enough to make Gaara raise a non-existent brow out of interest. Sakura looked at the blonde boy and spoke aloud. I've never seen Naruto look like this before, is he really serious? Joshiro looked at the boy in interest. I was going to make fun of the brat, but there is a difference between crossing the line and sprinting over it. If I said a word about Hinata, he might try to kill me. Kurenai thought along the same lines. Does he even know how much he cares about her? Hayate stepped between the boys. Match 9, Naruto Uzumaki vs. Zaku Abumi, begin. As Hayate moved, Zaku moved his hands up at Naruto. I'll blow you away in one shot. Zankuha, slicing sound wave. As the chakra built up in his arms, Naruto barely moved until he finally made his hand signs. Fuyuten, Daytopper, wind release. Great breakthrough. Despite the similar blasts from the two boys, Naruto's attack was pure rage inspired as it somehow overpowered Zaku's attack after a few moments of struggle and sent the boy back into the wall. As Zaku collided with the concrete wall, he exhaled heavily. As he stood, he looked at Naruto in anger. What the hell? That jutsu should be one of the strongest wind attacks in existence. Naruto stood at attention once more. You got those surgically implanted with those fucking tubes in your arms, huh? Zaku smirked. Yeah, so what? You jealous? A ghost of a smile appeared on Naruto's face for a moment. Your fake-ass arms can't beat me. Your power isn't your own, you loser. Zaku screamed at Naruto. What would you know, you fucking brat? These arms make me strong enough to deal with anyone who gets in my way. I'll kill you. He ran at Naruto and once again thrusted his arms out, Zankuha, slicing sound wave. Naruto dodged this time as he didn't want to use his alchemy yet. Zaku just kept blasting away at Naruto with his air tube attacks. Hold still, you little bastard. Stop moving and just die. XXX. Sakura looked on in worry. Why is Naruto not attacking? He's going to get caught at some point with one of those. Joshiro walked over. Naruto is extremely mad right now. If he didn't get a lot of movement in, then he can't vent his anger. This Zaku guy is screwed the second he hits Naruto. Sakura snapped around on Joshiro, but that's too risky. If he can beat him, then he should just beat him. Rock Lee walked over to Sakura. No, Sakura-chan, he still wants to hurt Neji, but he knows he cannot do that here. He's wasting his own energy to calm himself down. Joshiro-san is right. This fight will not take too long. Kurenai walked over to Asuma to watch the fight. Asuma noticed her and struck up a conversation. So is Naruto really that mad right now? Because from what I've heard, that kid is too goofy to feel anger like this. Look at him, his face is like stone. Kurenai nodded. He actually spent some time with Hinata recently. I think he sees a lot of herself in him. No one really believes in either of them. They both are underestimated and put down. He actually might kill this guy right now. Asuma gave her a strange look. This kid wouldn't do that, would he? He can't really be that strong. Kurenai shook her head. I'm not really sure myself, but with what his brother is actually capable of, I wouldn't be surprised. Or did you forget Joshiro Moyomoto from last year's Chunin exams? Asuma conceded his argument and looked back at the fight. XXX. Kid, you are a coward. Stop running from me. Zaku fired off another blast from his arms that Naruto simply dodged. Naruto stood still at last. Alright, this is useless. You obviously can't hit a moving target with those oversized fans, so I'll give you one freebie. Better make it count. Naruto closed his eyes and turned his back to Zaku. Zaku cackled, you are so dead. Zankuha, slicing sound wave. The blast hit Naruto like a tree trunk and sent him sprawling along the ground for a few meters before he came to a stop. Zaku laughed loudly. I showed you. You fucking runt, I told you my arms are the ultimate ninjutsu. XXX. The entire viewing crowd looked stunned except for Team Joshiro. Joshiro saw the looks on Sakura, Rock Lee, and Kakashi and sighed. You guys don't even know how tough he is, do you? That was a love tap in comparison to what I do to him. He's just milking it. Sakura shook. He took that attack with his back turned. He was standing still. How can he survive that? Joshiro leaned on the rail and looked back at the fight. Because I trained him, my team beat the crap out of him before he ever became a genin. One decent level jutsu can't beat him. XXX. Zaku's laughter came to a stop as he heard a voice. Well, that wasn't bad. But you need something with a little more kick to it. He looked over to see a bleeding Naruto standing up and dusting himself off. I hope that wasn't your best shot, because that won't be nearly enough to put me down. Zaku shook in anger. Well, how about this then? Zanku Kyokua, ultimate slicing sound blast. The resulting blast from Zaku's arms obliterated the ground in front of him and almost destroyed the statue in the room. As the destruction settled, he saw the results of his attack, but no Naruto. He looked around quickly for him. Where is he? Did I obliterate him? Naruto dropped from under a balcony on the side of Zaku. Man, you have decent attacks, but you cannot set your moves up to save your life. Zaku snapped at him. When did you move? I never saw you dodge. Naruto shook his head. Well, when you scream the name of your move from 20 feet away and I'm facing you, it's kind of a given that I have to move, right? Zaku thrusted his hands back out at Naruto. Well, dodge this. Zan. He never finished his attack as Naruto ran in to punch him dead in the face with his right hand. Zaku flew across the floor and stood slowly. Good, good, at least you don't have a glass jaw. Although yours is probably broken now. Zaku rubbed the lump on his jaw, signifying its injury. He thrusted his arms out once more until Naruto ran back in and began battering him with close attacks like inside elbows and knees. You can't fight in close, can you? All you have are those arms, you one-trick pony. Zaku grunted with each attack on his person. He tried a desperation punch, but Naruto swatted it aside and grabbed the back of his head with both hands and began battering his body with knee strikes. The time in the clinch tenderized Zaku's body. He was sure he had broken ribs and he couldn't gain enough distance to gather any chakra to his arms to force him off. Zaku tried to shake himself violently to pry Naruto off, but this was his final mistake. As he was jerking his head around to escape, Naruto pulled his neck down. This led to Zaku forcing his head into a push downward that had Naruto crack him directly in the face with a knee strike. After this disorienting strike, he followed up with 3 more knees to the head before Zaku's knees gave out and he dropped. While he was down, Naruto kept his head cradled and exposed as he dropped even more knees on his head. Naruto was stopped by Head Gecko calling him off. Zaku Abumi is unconscious. The winner of this match is Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto walked back up the stairs with his hand in the air as he was confronted by the remaining Konoha genin in attendance. Ino spoke first. Naruto, what was that ? You could have killed that guy. Naruto tried to walk past, but the wall was too thick to budge. Yeah, I could have, but I didn't. He's fine. He'll just have a hell of a headache when he finally wakes up. Sakura spoke next. Naruto, you knocked him out before he fell. Why did you keep hitting him ? Naruto frowned. Because no one stopped me. If you were really fighting to the death, would you give up such a huge advantage just because he wasn't standing up ? Shikamaru looked at the place where Zaku's head was during Naruto's knee drops and nodded. He's right. That guy tried to kill him. He's lucky that the proctor stopped the fight. The girls frowned, but Naruto shook his head sadly and walked past. As he walked, he was this time stopped by Lee and Maito Guy. The older taijutsu user spoke first. Naruto, I don't think I've ever seen anyone use taijutsu like that before. I was always told that you didn't have much taijutsu skill. Naruto shrugged. Well, I can't really drop knees on anyone's head in the academy. It's me and my brother's style. We are the only ones in this village that fight like that. Rock Lee was taking notes and looking at Naruto in awe. Such an efficient style. Naruto-kun, you must allow me the honor of sparring with you sometime. What is it called ? Naruto smiled at the bowl-cut boy. We call it Akuma-ken, the devil fist style. You only saw 2 parts of it, the Wing Chun and the Muay Thai parts. Rock Lee nodded and kept his notes. Naruto continued, and yes, we can spar, but not until I beat that sneer off of Neji's face. No offense, Guy, but he needs a serious ass miniswooping. Guy nodded grimly and then turned his attention to Rock Lee. Okay, Lee, your bout is next. Go down there and show that Gaara the power of youth. Lee had a fire burning in his eyes as he hopped around. Yes, Guy-sensei, I will not lose to this Suna ninja today. Guy looked on as Lee hopped the rail to face his opponent. XXX. Match 10, Rock Lee vs. Sabaku no Gaara. Rock Lee fought well against his mysterious opponent, but Gaara was too much for the energetic genin. Even after opening 3 of the 8 gates, he was still overwhelmed in the end. Gaara ended up destroying Lee's right arm and leg with his sand, but before he could finish Lee off, he was stopped by Guy. As the preliminaries ended, the third Hokage announced that the genin had a month to prepare for the final round of the Chunin exams, a tournament format of one-on-one matches. As the genin drew their numbers, the matches were decided. Match 1, Naruto Uzumaki vs Neji Hyuga. Match 2, Sasuke Uchiha vs. Sabaku no Gaara. Match 3, Shikamaru Nara vs. Shino Aburame. Match 4, Joshiro Moyomoto vs. Sabuku no Temari. Match 5, Blank Nogami vs. Eiko Tanahashi. Match 6, winner of Match 1 vs winner of Match 2. Match 7, winner of Match 3 vs winner of Match 4 vs winner of Match 5. Match 8, winner of Match 6 vs winner of Match 7. Naruto had an evil grin on his face as he heard the matchup placements, as Neji just gave him a smirk in response. Gaara had a stoic look with the exception of a twitching eye. Shikamaru and Shino looked indifferent but gave a nod of acknowledgement. Joshiro winked at Temari, who blushed and glared in response. And Blank and Eiko smiled at each other. The Chunin hopefuls were dismissed as the month of training began. Naruto sprinted to the hospital to find Kakashi after the final stage matchups were announced. If he could ask Kakashi to train him before Sasuke could ask, then he'd have to do it right ? In a world where this wasn't Naruto we're talking about, sure, but unfortunately it was. Kakashi, I need your help. I have. Kakashi cut off the boy's frantic request. I already know what you're going to ask me, Naruto, and I can't do it. Naruto face fell. What? Why the hell not ? You're my goddamn sensei. You were supposed to help me out. Kakashi rubbed the back of his head. Yeah, but Naruto, you saw Gaara fight. Sasuke needs a lot of work if he's going to go up against that. Not just to win, but just to survive. Naruto threw his hands into the air in exasperation. Of course it's Sasuke, why would I even think I had a chance? You do know that I get the winner of that fight, don't you? You aren't going to even bother with me and Sakura then, huh? Kakashi defended himself. Hey Naruto, Sakura asked me if I could help her out to find herself a niche to get stronger. I got her someone to help her in that department. And for you, I called in a favor for you to be trained. This did little to soothe Naruto. So you're saying that you got someone to train Sakura for nothing but needed to bribe a person to train me? That's great. More fucked up lessons. It can be the academy all over again. Kakashi was getting upset. Now listen to me Naruto, if you lose then Neji will leave you alive. If Sasuke loses then his opponent will probably kill him. The stakes are higher, I have to give him intense training, and you can at least give your instructor a chance. Naruto turned and walked deeper into the hospital. No, forget it Kakashi, you can go retract your goddamn favor. I didn't need your fucking help before this and I sure as hell don't need it now. Go pamper the Uchiha some more, I'll train my goddamn self for a month and still beat his ass all over the arena. See you in a month, or not. Kakashi watched the blonde boy disappear around the corner. I guess I should tell Ebisu to give him some space for today, maybe he'll cool off by tomorrow. XXX. Naruto was incredibly angry. I can't believe that masked asshole, fuck him. I'm not asking him for shit ever again, I never get anything from him. He heard a voice in his mind, calm down Naruto-kun, your key is messing with people, you're in a hospital after all. Just calm down. Naruto slowed his pace and began taking deep breaths. As he continued walking he saw an open door and a familiar face. Oh no, Hinata. Naruto entered the room that housed Hinata. He saw her hooked up to so many machines in the room, including an assisted breathing device. He pulled up a seat close to her bed and took a deep breath. I'm so sorry. This is all my fault, sweetheart. My dumb ass got you almost killed by that bastard Neji. If it wasn't for me you wouldn't be here. Naruto just studied her body and grabbed her hand softly. A cough forced him to turn around to face Kurenai. Well, what do we have here? Naruto looked downtrodden. Okay, I get it. I'll get out of here, don't worry. I just wanted to make sure she was at least still alive. Naruto stood and tried to leave until he was stopped by Kurenai. Naruto, why are you leaving? He turned around with a deadpan look. Because roughly 95% of this village hates my guts and wants me dead, and I know for a fact that you know about my tenant, so I'm out of here before you decide to take that chair right there across my head. Kurenai shook her head. I don't care about that Naruto, I know that it isn't your fault. Naruto shrugged. Okay, well then how about the fact that I got your student damn near killed by rooting her on today? I'm pretty sure that that would get me beaten by someone on your team, Shino or Kiba, and I don't feel like fighting him off when I'm already pissed, so I should go. Kurenai grabbed his shoulder to stop him again. Sit down Naruto, I can tell you care so you can stay for a while. Naruto gave her a small smile and sat back down. Kurenai pulled up a chair and sat next to him. Naruto, you said you were angry, what is this all about? Naruto kept his gaze on Hinata as he answered. Aside from watching someone so nice get beaten up so badly, I also have the fact that my damn Junin sensei wants to spend even more alone time with everyone's golden boy Sasuke. Kurenai looked at him funny as he elaborated. He's taking Sasuke to train alone for the next month. He got Sakura someone to teach her a specialty, but then pawned me off on someone like I'm damaged goods. I don't want his damned help if that's how it is, but I can't think of anyone that would even want to help me train. Big Boss's team all have to train for the finals themselves and no one else likes me enough to help out with me. Kurenai put a hand on his back. Why do you say he dropped you on someone? Naruto chuckled. Because he said he had to call in a favor, that means that the person really didn't want to have to do this. If the guy actually teaches me then he'll be condescending and difficult the entire time. If he actually teaches me anything I'd be shocked, but if he doesn't want to do it then who needs him? Kurenai raised her eyebrow. Why do you think it's a he and not a she? Naruto chuckled again. Because of the 5% of people who don't want me dead, I can name on one hand the ones that are girls, Ayami-chan, Eiko-chan, Hinata, maybe Sakura-chan, and I'm not sure about you because we've never spoken. But seeing as you haven't tried to stab me with a dirty syringe in the neck yet, I might have to add you to the list. As he smirked at her, she smiled back. He threw his hands behind his head. Yeah, it's definitely not you though, because I suck at genjutsu through and through. Kurenai nodded. Yes, but I am the one Kakashi got to train your teammate. She's a genjutsu type, so I may be able to nudge her the right way. Naruto smiled and looked at her. Then Hinata, get her strong, Kurenai-san. I'll be back to see Hinata soon. Kurenai looked confused. You called me Kurenai-san when you don't even call your own sensei with an honorific. Naruto smirked as he left the room, because Kakashi has done nothing to earn my respect, at all. XXX. Naruto walked home and sat on his bed to send himself to his mindscape. As he came out of the darkness, he found himself in a forest. He walked until he found a small clearing and sat down. How in the hell can I not find Kyuubi in my own mind? Kyuubi, come out, damn it. Naruto stood up and began pacing in a circle until he heard a twig snap. Kyuubi, come out. If you freaking try to tackle me, I swear to Kami I'm leaving. You're no fun, Naruto-kun. Naruto looked in a direction where Kyuubi came out from the foliage, tail swishing in amusement. Naruto walked up to her and gave her a hug. Why are you so hard to find whenever I come here? Kyuubi laughed and patted him on the head. Because it's fun to upset you, Kit. Naruto shook his head. Well, I have a month to train for the final part of the Chunin exams and to stomp a mud hole in Neji Hyuga's ass. I thought I could come here and maybe get you to train me, teach me a jutsu or something. Kyuubi shook her head with an apologetic look. Sorry, Naru-chan, I don't know any jutsu. When I had to fight, all I did was use attacks that relied on my Yuki. Even if you tapped into my chakra, you couldn't use any of my attacks. Naruto sighed heavily. It's okay, Kyuubi-chan, I'm still screwed, I guess. I can't find anyone to train me. She kneeled down to his level. It'll be okay, just keep trying. If you really can't find anyone, then just go it alone, you can do it. He gave her another hug. Thank you, Kyuubi-chan, I appreciate that, but I'm gonna have to face facts. A month without growing in strength is a long time. If I can't get anyone to help me, then I'm gonna get my ass kicked. I'll see you later, Kyuubi-chan, I have to keep searching. With that, he exited his mind. XXX. Naruto came to his senses, still seated on his bed. Damn it. As he shouted, his room became occupied with Haku and Joshiro. Both entered in a state of distress, but upon seeing a peeved Naruto on his bed, calmed down. All right, brat, what is the matter with you? Naruto huffed. Kakashi is training Sasuke for the next month, and I can't find anyone else to train me that actually would. Joshiro shook his head. Well, I would offer you to train with me and Haku-chan, but I'll probably end up fighting you in the final matchup, so I don't think that would be smart for either of us. Naruto nodded sadly. Yeah, I know, besides I've been messing with you two for months. I might as well chalk this one up to karma. Haku walked over and put her hands on his shoulders. You know there is someone that might help you out. Naruto perked up. Who? Who is it? Will they really agree to help? Haku smiled at him. Just go on next door. I'm sure Zabuza-sama can help you. Naruto was frozen in shock. Why the hell didn't I think of that? Joshiro palmed his forehead. Haku-chan, I thought he told you not to call him Sama anymore. Haku just shrugged. Naruto jumped out of his bed. Do you really think Zabuza would help me out? Haku nodded. Yes, it might not seem like it, but Zabuza-sama likes both of you. If you ask him, he might train you. Naruto jumped up and gave Haku a hug. Thank you, Haku-chan. I don't know what I was going to do. Naruto ran out of the room. After a moment of silence between Haku and Joshiro, he finally spoke up. So you do realize that Zabuza is going to beat the crap out of him, right? Haku gave him a smirk. Of course I do. Like he said, he has been messing with us for months. This is nothing compared to what I should do to him. Joshiro recoiled for a second. Haku-chan, that's so devious. I knew I was into you for a reason. Haku gave Joshiro a short kiss before they both burst out in laughter. Meanwhile, Naruto had run out of his apartment right next door to Zabuza's and began frantically knocking. After hearing some grumbling and footsteps, the door opened to reveal the bandaged swordsman. What do you want, kid? Naruto dropped to his hands and knees. Zabuza, I need you to train me for the finals. Zabuza scratched his head. Come on in, brat. Naruto entered the apartment and took a seat at Zabuza's table. Zabuza took his seat and looked at the boy. You mind telling me what this is all about? Naruto gave Zabuza a mirthful grin. Like I said, I need someone to train me for the last part of the Chunin exams, so what do you say? Zabuza looked at Naruto and sighed. Yeah, so why me? Why not ask Kakashi to do it? Naruto clenched his fists as the smile disappeared from his face. Kakashi thought it would be more beneficial if he trained Sasuke for the entire month and left me with some random douche. Zabuza sighed. Damn it. Again? Has he even taught your team anything yet? Naruto shook his head. No, he taught tree climbing, which I already knew, and then he helped Sasuke awaken his Sharingan. Me and Sakura haven't done anything with him. Zabuza stood up. Alright brat, if you really want my help, ask Haku for directions to a training area I found. Be there tomorrow morning and we'll make a real ninja out of you. Naruto jumped out of his seat and tried to hug Zabuza but was stopped by a foot to the face. Calm down brat, I just think that training you will be pretty interesting. You aren't exactly a pushover in a fight. Naruto rubbed his face with a smile. Thanks Zabuza, I know I'll get stronger now. I'll kick that Hyuga kid's teeth down his throat. Zabuza smirked under his bandages and began to push the kid out of his apartment. Yeah, whatever kid, just get out of here. Naruto grinned as Zabuza shut the door behind him. Finally, someone who'll help me out. Who needs Kakashi anyway? Somewhere in the distance a masked ninja could be heard sneezing on his book. Aku**r. No, I can't ruin this issue yet. Who knows when the next one will come out. XXX. Naruto woke up the next day in an excited state of mind. He hopped out of bed and fixed himself 3 cups of instant ramen before he ran to the area given to him by Haku the other day. As he arrived at the field he didn't see a tall, bandaged swordsman waiting for him as he expected. Naruto stood in the middle of the clearing and stood for a few minutes. Where is Zabuza? He said to be here. Haku-chan wouldn't have given me an incorrect meeting place, right? As he pondered this, a familiar sound of wind whipping found its way into his ears. Deja vu hit Naruto as he hit the deck just in time to avoid Kubikiri Hoko from implanting itself into the base of his neck. As he looked around to find the source of the attack, a boot planted itself firmly in his side as he was sent flying through the air. As he righted himself and landed on his feet, he saw Zabuza pulling his massive sword from the tree it was stuck in. Pretty good kid, I think this fight might actually be a pretty good workout for me. Naruto righted himself and looked at Zabuza in confusion and anger. Zabuza? What the hell? Why are you trying to kill me? Zabuza chuckled as he held his sword at Naruto. I'm supposed to be training you, kid. How can I do that if I'm not sure what you're capable of in battle? You're going to fight me right here and now, full blast, and if you hold back I'll maim you. Naruto set into his stance. Alright fine, but I can't show you everything yet, no matter how you threaten me. But what I do fight with you should like. Zabuza motioned him to come. Naruto smirked and ran to attack. As he got close he leapt to throw a flying kick, but it was blocked by Zabuza's sword. He threw Naruto off by swinging it hard. After sending the boy flying he kicked him hard as a follow-up that sent him into a tree. As he tried to stand, Zabuza taunted him. That's not all you've got, is it, kid? You seemed tougher when we fought in Wave. What happened to that blonde kid? Naruto spit as he made it to his feet. We're not fighting to the death this time. Zabuza laughed. So that's what it is? Fine. If I have to try and cut your head off to see what you're made of, then I will. Get ready, Ugaki. Zabuza ran in and swung his sword at Naruto's head. He ducked at the cost of a few stray hairs on his head. As Naruto launched a counterpunch in retaliation, Zabuza blocked with the flat of his sword. After the block he kicked Naruto back again and taunted him. Oh, punched the sword? That probably hurt. Naruto flexed his right hand. Nope, not as much as you would think. Naruto ran back in and jumped to the side of Zabuza's slash. He clapped and placed his hands on the ground, forcing a pillar of ground to smash into Zabuza. Ha! How do you like that, Zabuza? Didn't see that coming? Zabuza stood up and grunted. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that that was alchemy. Naruto smirked as he crossed his arms. Yep, like it? Zabuza dusted himself off. You can do things like that on almost anything, can't you? Naruto nodded. If I know what makes something up, then I can manipulate it. Just like with my Mizu Bunshin, Zabuza ran in and attacked again. Instead of a slash he planted his sword into the dirt and kicked at Naruto. Naruto blocked the kick with his left arm and pushed off, but in the same motion Zabuza pulled his sword out and tried to cleave Naruto from head to toe. Naruto saw this and had no other option. He lifted his right arm and allowed Zabuza to cut it. Zabuza had a mini freak out. Damn, damn, damn. I got too into it, I cut the kid's arm off. Wait, why is it still attached? Naruto pushed off and jumped back as Zabuza stopped his assault. Naruto had a pissed off expression on his face. Zabuza, what the hell? You could have killed me. Zabuza was slightly in shock. Argaki, what the hell are you made of? That should have cut your arm clean off. Naruto heaved a deep sigh. Damn it, Zabuza, now I have no choice. Zabuza ed and I, no choice for what? What are you saying? Naruto looked around. Are we really alone out here? One can't have this getting spread around. Only me and Big Boss know about this. Zabuza gave a quick scan of his field. Yeah, we're clear. I picked this place because no one comes here. So spill it. Naruto rubbed the bridge of his nose. Alright, check it out. Naruto lifted his sleeve and began ripping the bandages off of his arm. Zabuza's eyes widened when instead of flesh he saw the cold hard silver of metal. Zabuza took a step back. Kid, what the hell is that? Is that your arm? Naruto nodded. Yes, Zabuza, it's an advanced prosthetic known as automail. I've had it since I was 6 years old. Zabuza went wide-eyed. What, did you get into an accident or something? Naruto smiled grimly. If by accident you mean some villagers got a wild hair up their asses and one of them cut my arm off, then yes. Zabuza felt his rage boil and was about to raise when Naruto grabbed him. No, Zabuza, don't worry about it. If I'm not mad about it, then you shouldn't be. It's okay. Zabuza had to take a few deep breaths before he decided to speak again. So, what can you do with that thing? Naruto smiled and clapped as he moved his hand over his automail, transforming it to a blade. Zabuza gave it an appraising look. Not bad. Is that all you can make? Naruto shook his head. No, I can do anything I want with it. Check this out. Naruto put his hand on his arm and turned it into a syringe-looking figure. I call this my shot sniper technique. Naruto forced an alchemic reaction to the metal in his arm and fired a metal shell from his hand that went into a tree. Zabuza looked on wide-eyed as Naruto put his hand back to normal and rubbed the back of his head. Yeah, it's pretty cool, but I have to replace the metal in my arm after every battle I use it in, or the structural integrity of my arm will break down. Zabuza shook himself out of his trance. Kid, why the hell didn't you do that when we fought? If you had done that instead of your wind technique to free Kakashi, you might have killed me? Naruto rubbed his arm. I don't really want people to find out about my arm. They already hate me and think I'm a freak. What will they do if I show them that they have a real reason to shun me? Zabuza hit the boy over the head. Gaki, if a village can find a way to hate a kid that is for all intents and purposes handicapped, then I sure as hell don't want to live here. Naruto rubbed his head. They hate me for QB being sealed in me. If they knew that even cutting off a limb won't kill me, then who knows what will happen. He thought to himself. Zabuza turned around and walked off of the field. Alright, kid, after hearing all of that I need some liquor in me. Training is done. Pick it up tomorrow if you want to come back. Naruto shook his head and smiled at the retreating missing nin as he began to re-wrap his arm. Maybe it won't be so bad, but I still don't want to risk it. XXX. Naruto found himself back at the hospital after his short fight with Zabuza to visit Hinata. As he walked through the lobby he caught the glares that the receptionist and a few of the staff gave him, and people wonder why I hate the hospital. As he walked to where he remembered Hinata's room was, he almost turned to leave just as he walked in. Team 8 in its entirety was in the room. As he turned on his heel to leave he was stopped. Naruto, where are you going? He noticed that it was the familiar voice of Kurenai. She didn't sound upset and by the fact that Kiba nor Shino were stomping him into the tile floor, yet he turned around to face them all. I was under the impression that I was public enemy number 1 to the other guys on the team. Kurenai smiled and looked towards the boys. Kiba shifted in his chair. Naruto, you just convinced her not to quit. You didn't hurt her. That bastard Neji hurt her. He stood up and Naruto shifted defensively until Kiba grabbed his hand and shook it. As far as I'm concerned, you helped her get some spine. He gave a big grin as he sat back down. Naruto looked over at the silent Shino. Well, that's Kiba. What do you think, Shino? Question mark. Do you want to kick my ass? Question mark. Shino didn't move as he spoke. I feel roughly the same as Kiba. You simply inspired her to fight. You didn't give her these injuries. Neji Hyuga took it upon himself to hurt her. As far as I'm concerned, I have no qualms with you, Naruto-san. Naruto exhaled the breath that he didn't know he was holding. Thank you, all of you. You don't know how much it means to me that you don't hate me. Kurenai looked at the boy with a smile. Naruto, I told you that it wasn't your fault. Naruto nodded and looked at Hinata. So how is she? Question mark. Is she any better? Question mark. Kurenai nodded. Yes, they took her off of the respirator. She can breathe on her own. They said she would even be waking up soon. Naruto put on a small smile. Good, that's a relief. At least that's one less thing to worry about. He looked at Shino and Kiba and gave them a serious look. I will beat Neji when we fight. I'm going to stomp him out. I swear it. He'll pay for what he's done. The boys nodded and Kiba put a hand on his shoulder. Kick his ass, man. I'll make sure Hinata will be there to cheer you on. Naruto nodded and smiled at the canine ninja as he left the room. I'll be back when she wakes up. As he left the hospital, he had conflicted emotions of anger and remorse. I still don't care what they said. It's still my fault, and I will make Neji pay for what he did to her. XXX. Naruto walked aimlessly around town. His mind was full of things to think about. He was stuck on the events of what had transpired during the preliminary fights. How could someone try to kill family like that? He took pleasure in the fact that he was hurting her. That heartless bastard. I might just kill him when we fight. I honestly am not sure I can control myself. This could be like Gato all over again if I'm not careful. He also took Zabuza's words to thought as he considered how his arm would be received by those close to him. How would everyone take it? Question mark. Would they pity me? Question mark. One couldn't take it if they did that. Damn it, why am I thinking of this? Question mark. As he walked, he found himself at the edge of town by the hot springs. Damn, I walked far. As he contemplated how the hell he carried himself all that way, he heard a giggle from the bushes by a fence. As he walked closer, he saw a tall white-haired man peeking in the ladies' bath. That pervert, he's so dead. Naruto clapped his hands to the ground and forced a pair of earthen hands to grab the man unexpectedly. As he looked around in shock, he saw a blonde-haired boy with his arms crossed looking pretty peeved. What are you doing, you brat? Question mark. Let me go. Don't you know who I am? Question mark. One am the great. Naruto finished his sentence. You're the great pervert of Konohagakure, and your ass is toast. Naruto walked up to the man and stuck his finger in his face. I don't see why you're so upset. You're peeking on the girls in there. If I was any kind of decent, then I'd stop you. The man laughed. Boy, I am the great Jiraiya the Toad Sage. And this is not peeping, I'm doing research for my novels. Naruto gave him a look. You're a writer? Question mark. At seeing his proud nod, Naruto was curious. Well, what do you write? Question mark. Jiraiya motioned to his chest pocket as he couldn't move to grab it. Naruto reached in and pulled out an orange book that seemed familiar to him. Elric. You're the guy that writes this shit? Question mark. Jiraiya lifted his head in a proud fashion. So I see you are aware of my work? Question mark. Naruto threw the book at Jiraiya's head. Hell yes, I'm aware of it. My sensei and my Ni-san both read this crap religiously. Jiraiya laughed in proud fashion. Your brother? Question mark. So my genius is appreciated even in the next generation. Naruto looked at him in disgust until a devilish smirk played across his face. Well then, let me show you just how much your genius is appreciated by them. As Jiraiya followed the direction Naruto was pointing in, he saw a fence. Upon his realization, a look of horror came across his face. No, kid, no, no, no. I'll do anything you want, just don't do that. Naruto snorted at Jiraiya. What do you have that I want, you perverted old man? Question mark. Jiraiya raised his voice in anger. Hey Gaki. I am one of the Sannin. I'm a ninja of legendary strength. I can teach you many techniques. Naruto contemplated this for a moment. You're really that strong? Question mark. Upon seeing Jiraiya nod his head furiously, he shrugged. Okay, you win. I won't subject you to any righteous female fury today. Be at Ichiraku Ramen tomorrow morning for our meeting. Jiraiya sighed and nodded as Naruto released him. XXX. Naruto's day had been very trying, and it seemed to not be ending anytime soon as he was greeted upon his arrival at his abode by the weapon-throwing girl from the Chunin exams. Hey, I know you. You're that girl Tenten, right? Question mark. Tenten looked at Naruto and gave him a small smile. Yes, you're Naruto Uzumaki, right? He nodded and frowned. You're that Neji kid's teammate, why would you come to my house? Tenten looked surprised. I didn't know you lived here. The girl that beat me, Aiko, she told me to come here about weapons with a better make. Naruto looked at her and sighed before unlocking his door. Come on in, I guess. I don't know when Big Boss will be back, so you might as well wait inside. Tenten smiled at him as she followed him inside. As Tenten took a seat in a solo chair, Naruto crashed out on the bigger couch face first and sighed deeply into a pillow. So what exactly do you want with Big Boss? Tenten raised an eyebrow as she slowly deciphered his muffled speech. Well, if he makes all of his weapons as well as he made that girl's sword, then I might be bringing quite a bit of business his way. Naruto rolled over to look at her. So how's my victim at the Chunin exams doing today? Tenten frowned when she heard that. You really think you can beat Neji, don't you? Upon seeing his nod, she continued, Neji's a genius, but you, apparently you were the dead last in your graduating class. Why do you think you can win? This time Naruto frowned. Dead last doesn't mean I'm a failure. Dead last means I just graduated lower than others. Tenten tried to open her mouth to comment, but Naruto lifted his hand to cut her off. Nothing in the academy prepares you for a real fight. You're not a rookie, so you should know that better than all of the genin in my class. How little you really learn in school. Everything I really know about fighting I didn't learn in the classroom. I learned it in real life live fire situations. In my world, if I was the failure that everyone thinks I am, I'd be dead by now. Tenten felt as if Naruto was being why, what had he done or proven that let him speak to her like that? What makes you think that anything you know is so much more useful than what we can do? What could you have possibly done to make you think that ranking doesn't matter? Naruto sat at full attention now. Ranking means nothing to me. Just because people outrank me in this system of shinobi doesn't mean that I have to respect or acknowledge them as my better until they give me a reason to. Social hierarchy is bullshit. Just because you have more money than me, or your family has political pull, or your great-grandfather did some obscure thing 50 years ago that made sure your family is set until the end of time does not give me a reason to line up on the streets and kiss the ground you walk on. Fuck that. Respect is earned personally. It's the main reason why I don't call my Junin sensei with any honorifics, because I still don't respect that motherfucker. Tenten put her chin in her hands. Yeah, maybe, but Neji has Byakugan and the Juken. You don't have any powerful moves to beat him with like that. From what we saw, you have to get in close to beat him, and that would be suicide. Naruto smiled at her. Maybe, but all you guys saw was me beat the crap out of that Oto kid in 5 minutes. I was never in danger and I never felt compelled to use any of my jutsu. Tenten blinked. Never in trouble, but he. Naruto cut in. He hit me with that stupid wind thing, right? That was because I let him. When I actually didn't want to be hit, I punished his ass before he knew what hit him. You guys never saw me do anything. I just beat the crap out of him because I was pissed. It wasn't a fight, it was a sacrificial slaughter, all things considered. As the door clicked open revealing Joshiro had made his return home, Tenten still had arguments to make against Naruto. Naruto, Neji is way out of your league. What are you going to do when you fight him? Naruto gave her a serious look. I'm gonna squash him like a bug, I'm gonna break his spirit, I'm going to warp his entire worldview, and I'm gonna do it in front of the entire village. Tenten looked at him in near shock. But he's so much stronger than you. Joshiro burst out in laughter from the kitchen. As Tenten and Naruto turned to look at him, he stopped his laughter. Why is it that everyone that meets us thinks that the brat is weak until he plants his boot upside someone's head? What the hell does he have to do to get some recognition? Tenten looked at the older boy in confusion. What are you talking about? Joshiro grabbed a drink and walked to Naruto's couch to take a seat next to him. I mean that you're counting him out before you even get to know the first thing about him. All you know is his name, where he lives, and what other people have to say about him. You've just now held a decent conversation with him, and even then you still go off of preconceived notions. Tenten looked down when Naruto interjected. Big boss, it's not her fault. If you hear everybody say the same thing about someone for years, then that's what your first opinion on him will be shaped from. All anyone ever talks about when it comes to me are the bad things, never any good comments, and everyone kisses guys like Neji and Sasuke's asses. Tenten spoke up. that's because they're geniuses, the pride of their clans. Naruto and Joshiro looked at each other before Joshiro spoke to her. Why question mark? Tenten looked stumped. Why question mark? Because Sasuke is the last Uchiha, one of the strongest clans around with one of the best bloodlines to have. Neji is the most promising talent in the Hyuga clan for years. Naruto responded to her, okay, but what exactly have they done to get such high praise? The last time I checked, being the last of something really doesn't mean anything in the real world. And as for Neji, well, let's just say promises can be broken. Until those two actually prove anything to me, then I consider them my equals. And they aren't even close to that yet. Joshiro walked up to the girl. You know, you might want to take that message to Neji when you see him again. Tenten forgot why she had come until Joshiro got close. Oh, I'm here because your teammate told me to come to you for a weapon like hers. Joshiro pondered for a second. Nope, sorry, can't do it. Tenten jumped up. What question mark? Why not question mark? One, I'm going to pay you. Joshiro chuckled. Duh, what, you think the shit would be free? Question mark. No, I don't just make weapons for anyone. I only make things for people that I personally deem as a general good person. In this village very few people fit that bill. Only the brat, my team, and my sensei are worthy as of now. Tenten objected desperately, but I am a good person. Why can't I get a weapon? Question mark. Is it because my teammate is going to fight your brother in a month? Question mark. Joshiro shook his head. No, that would be petty, and my Ototo would be pissed as that was my deciding criteria. I'm not saying you're a bad person, I'm just saying that you need to do some soul searching. Tenten looked confused. Naruto tried to clear her confusion. Wait a month and come back. Tell him what you thought about for the last month. If any real progress was made in the way you see things, then he'll talk to you about a weapon. Tenten nodded and stood to leave the apartment. As she reached the door, she turned to find the boys smiling at her. Tenten smiled back and shut the door. Joshiro looked at Naruto and scoffed. Wow, Naruto, way to take me out of the deliberation process. You pretty much guaranteed that she'll get it if she watches you fight Neji. Naruto chuckled. Yeah, but she is a good girl though. She isn't a bad person. The boys heard a knock at the door as Haku walked in. Hello boys, who was that who just left? Question mark. Naruto cut off Joshiro's answer. Big Boss's other girlfriend. Joshiro looked at a smirking Naruto with a, what the fuck is wrong with you look. Recovering from his shock, he took a swing at the blonde boy who ran into his bedroom and locked the door, laughing all the way. Joshiro pounded on the door and was about to break it down again before Haku put a hand on his shoulder and moved him aside. He was about to ask what she was doing before she made a few hand signs and froze the door before kicking it into pieces. As she walked in, she walled up the opening with ice before Joshiro could enter. He just stood waiting outside as the sounds of Naruto begging filled his ears. Begging was followed by agonizing screaming. Among the few coherent statements he heard were, "That's fucked up, Haku-chan," and, "My balls are frozen." Joshiro just smiled and shook his head. I fucking love that girl. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.